Hello guys, welcome to my little podcast. Thank you for watching. As I already indicated on my page that I am going to talk about an important issue, which is land acquisition. We are going to look at it bit by bit. I decided to make it bit by bit so that it will be interesting instead of lumping everything together and making it boring. So we are going to break it into episodes so that we'll tackle the issue bit by bit. Okay, so when we say land is a very important asset that everybody has to acquire. At least if you have the means to do so, it's very important to have yourself a land. Don't worry about litigation issues. In most cases, people are afraid of land litigation issues, so even if they have the money to acquire land, they are afraid to acquire. But if you have the money, go for it. Don't bother about litigation issues. Once you're a Ghanaian, every land in Ghana is for Ghanaian citizens. So if you have the money to acquire a land, go for your own share. But in as much as land acquisition is very important, the process involved in acquiring it is super important. So if you're ready to acquire land and you don't go through the right process to acquire it, you may end up losing that land and probably losing the money you use in buying it. So it's very important to go through the normal process so that you can have your litigation free land. Because once you give your money out to somebody, it's very difficult to get the money back even if you lose the land. So you may be dragging the person and you even incur more cost than even the amount you used in buying the land. So it pays to go through the right process. Okay, so we are going to look at this right process. We are not saying this process is 100%, but it's a very high percentage. So you are assured that at least you may get your litigation free land if you go through this process successfully. Okay, so the very first thing you are supposed to consider when you want to acquire your land is to know the address of whoever that is selling the land to you. Knowing the person's address is very important. It's very key. If the person is from a family, know the family house. If the person is a company, or if it's a company that is selling the land to you, know the right office of that company. If it's from a chief, know the palace of that chief. Don't go to the roadside and negotiate a land, or don't go to the said land and negotiate over there. Your negotiation should be done at the address of whoever that is selling the land to you. So if it is a chief, do the negotiation at the palace. If it is a family member or a family land, do the negotiation at the family house. If it's a company, do the negotiation at the company's office. If it's an individual that is selling his land to you, know the address of that person and do the negotiation over there. Because when you do the negotiation on the land and then you do all the transactions and everything is true, and the person votes with your money, when there are litigation issues, you may not know where to get the person. Even if you have the person's number, you may call and the person will decide not to pick. So it's very important to do the transactions at the address of whoever that is selling it. Make sure that the address that is given to you is not fake. People can just go to someone else's house and pretend that is your house. So after doing all the transactions, if there are issues with the land, you go back there and finding the person becomes very difficult. So make sure that you do your background check and make sure that the person is from that address he or she has given you. This is the end of this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode. See you soon.